Hi everyone, Angela here. Today I'm talking about EFT, the Emotional Freedom Technique, or tapping. If you've seen any of my previous videos, you have heard me mention tapping ad nauseum. I mention it constantly because it's such an incredible healing modality. I personally do it every day. I've seen the wonders that it has done not only in my life and the lives of the people I love, but also the lives of my clients. The beautiful thing about tapping is, although it's great if you have a coach to do it with you, it's something that you can absolutely do on your own, and you can do it every day, as often as you like. You can do it if you're in the middle of a panic attack or a meltdown, or you can do it when you're calm and feeling great. That's the wonderful thing about it. Easily accessible to absolutely everyone, so easy to do, and incredible results. So tapping is amazing for catharsis and release of negative emotions, anxieties, fears, releasing past situations that maybe you're holding on to. Also good for releasing even things like physical pain or ailments. So amazing. Everybody can use it. So what is EFT? So the emotional freedom technique was developed by a guy named Gary Craig back in the 90s. He's the first one that really put this together. Our bodies are made of energy, and he combined the ideas of acupressure, which is over 5,000-year-old Chinese practice and what acupuncture is based off of. He thought of combining that with psychology and a bunch of other things, putting it together, positive affirmations, putting it together, and then out you come with this. Now, we get a few years later, the past like 8 or 9 years or so, we've had Nick Ortner, who's really brought it even further into the forefront, had a great book called The Tapping Solution on the New York Times best-selling list. You can always check that out, or Gary Craig's website. And so he brought it even further into the forefront. Now, although the basis of EFT or tapping is the same in both instances, and I do something that's a similar basis, we all kind of vary and shift a little with exactly how we do it. And I think no two practitioners do it exactly alike. So what I'm showing you is the way that I found to be the most optimal with my clients and with myself. It's what works for me, but certainly I recommend checking out other people's as well and see what works for you. So like I said, it's going to combine acupressure and some psychology and a bunch of other stuff. So what is acupressure? So like I said, acupressure is what acupuncture is based off of. We're all made up of energy. That's a proven fact. It's something that Einstein talked to us about, back in the 50s, and then people have been talking about this for thousands of years, even before, well before him. We have energy highways, I'm calling them, running throughout the body. They're called meridians. We have them running throughout our entire body. And like any highway, we have entrances and exits and rest stops all along the highway. Acupressure is going to tap on or hit some of the entrances and exits and rest stops. Each point that you're hitting during your session actually correlates to a different body part or organ or emotion. So works on various different levels, works energetically, helps physically, lowers your blood pressure. So if nothing else you're going to get from this, at least you know it will probably lower your blood pressure. So the other part of tapping, which is the more, emotional, psychological, is you're going to say things as you do the tapping. Now, this is the part where I'm going to tell you, although tapping seems very magical, this is the part where you're really going to have to put in your work. For tapping to really work, you have to be completely honest and open with yourself. Now, when you're with your practitioner, at least when I'm with my clients, I tell them, look, if you're not comfortable talking about it all, you don't have to. It's one of the other beautiful things about it. Just keep whatever it is that you want to release in your forefront of your mind as you're doing the tapping. So you don't even have to say it out loud to me for it to help. You can just say it silently to yourself as you do the tapping and go through the points. But one thing you do have to do is be consistent with it and you do have to be open and honest. You know, I talk in previous videos and when I'm with clients, I talk about this a lot, that freedom is a state of mind, and this is very similar to it. You will only release as much as you allow yourself to. So that's why I say lay yourself bare, be completely honest with yourself. Sometimes the truth is ugly, sometimes it hurts. That's okay though. If you need to release it, you gotta acknowledge it in order to release it. So, and I feel like that's what tapping does. Tapping acknowledges those really crappy feelings, emotions, and situations that we've been holding on to in the back for so long. And once we acknowledge it, then we're free to let it go. And that's what this does. So let's get into some of the points and kind of how it works. So although there are a lot more points than I'm going to hit with you, these are the points I personally find to be the most important for me. So I'm just going to show you what I do. So I want you to hit on the top of your head. So top center of your head, if you can see that, you're going to tap it. It's okay if you're a little off the point. How acupressure works. Great to be tapping directly onto the point. But if you're a centimeter or two around the point, it's okay. You'll still get a benefit of it. It's okay. How you're going to tap. Now, Nick Ortner says 5 to 7 times. I say longer sometimes because sometimes you need to tap until you intuitively feel that you can move on to the next spot. I tap a lot longer. The next point you're going to hit is on the inside corner of your eyebrow. Just in that little groove right there by your eye. So inside corner of your eye. And you can do it with either hand on either side. You could do it with both sides. Sometimes if I'm having a bad day, I do it both sides at once. Then you're going to tap the outer part of your brow bone, where the end of, like the tail end of your eyebrow. So you're going to tap that bone for as long as you need to. Your next spot is under your eye, and I mean directly underneath your eye, on the bone. You're going to tap it. And some of these points might be a little bit sore, but that's okay because you've never done it before. It's a place that's never been massaged before. Certainly, most likely, it has some sort of blockage there. Even if you don't believe in the premise of energy work, you have to understand that you do have lymph that moves through your face and you do have muscles that are utilized every day. So it might be a little bit sore at first, but the more you do it, the better you'll feel with it. So your next spot is underneath your nose, above your lip. So underneath your nose, above your upper lip, kind of in that groove underneath the middle of your nose. So I want you to hit on that for a minute. And then your next spot is going to be below your lower lip, right above your chin, right underneath the lower lip in that little groove. Going to hit right there. Now, the next spot you move on to, right underneath your clavicle, you have a hollow. You have a hollow in here. Right where your shoulder and your clavicle kind of meet, you'll find a little dip. Now the interesting thing about acupressure points, a lot of them kind of fall into your body's natural dips and creases and things like that. A lot of them do. They don't all, but a lot do. So that's where you're going to hit next. This is actually something, this is a point that I actually hit every morning anyway. I thump here every day before I even get in the shower. Really good for a lot of things. If you are all into energy work, I highly suggest reading Donna Eden's book, Energy Medicine, and she talks about this. K27 thumping, and she also talks about thymus thumping. It's amazing. Good boost for the immune system. Part of her energy warm-up routine. Helps to calm anxieties. So those are the main points I do. However, like I said, there are more, and if you do it Gary Craig's way, or if you do it Nick Ortner's way, or another EFT practitioner's way, they'll probably show you some other points too. There are some on your abdomen. There's one on your abdomen. There's one right on your side below. If you were a woman, it would be right below your bra line, on the side of your rib cage, and then there are points on your hands as well. I always feel like I just want to get through the basics. So generally with people, I do these points to begin with, and then sometimes I will end with the other points just to seal it all in. But I do that on a case-by-case basis. I kind of feel it out. These are the basic points that I personally utilize every day. So when I talk about what to say during it, most people start off with the crappy stuff. You're going to start off with the negative stuff first. Most practitioners start off with a certain phrase. So let's say you're doing this for stress relief, which we all have stress, so we can all relate to that. So let's say we're doing this for stress relief. You start off with a phrase similar to this. So, even though I feel completely stressed out and overwhelmed, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I feel completely stressed out and overwhelmed, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. And then take a deep breath and release it. And then I say it a third time, even though I feel so overwhelmed and stressed out, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. And it's okay. I'm okay. So I start off with the negative. So that's how most practitioners started. Sometimes I started differently, and I get rid of all the negative stuff first and then go into the deeply and completely loving and accepting myself. So let's say it is all about stress. So I generally start with, I feel completely stressed and overwhelmed. I have so much to do, and there's not enough hours in the day to do it. This is so difficult. I feel like I'm letting people down. I'm letting myself down. And then I just let it soak in for a minute. Keep the situation in the forefront of my mind. The things that I'm stressing over, the negativity, the fears, the anger, whatever it is I'm feeling, I keep that in the forefront. And keep breathing as I say it. And then I rebuild with the positive stuff. It's okay that I have a lot to do, because a lot of responsibility means that I have a lot of people who do care about me. It means that I have an amazing job. It means that I have a roof over my head. Bills mean that I have obligations, yes. But it also means that I do have a house to live in. And I do have lights to turn on. Paying taxes means I have an income to pay taxes on. And it's okay. It's okay. And I don't have to get everything done in a day. It's okay if I don't. And I don't need to be perfect. I need to be perfectly happy with who I am. And I deeply and completely love and accept myself. I'm doing the best that I can. And the best that I can is pretty darn good. And it's okay. I choose to release the stress. I release the anxiety. I release the fear. I release the depression. I release. I release. I release. I am free, free from stress. I am free from anxiety. I am free from fear. I am free from depression. I am free. I am free. I am free. And I feel so good. I feel so good. I am loved and loving. And I am free. Free from anxiety. Free from fear. Free from stress. Free from depression. I am free. I am free, 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 free. And I deeply and completely love and accept myself. And I shake it out and keep breathing deep. And I just put my hands over my heart. And I feel that positivity and I smile because I do feel better. And I feel calm. And I feel love. And that is how I do tapping. If you'd like to find out more about tapping, like I said, there's a couple different places you can check. I've mentioned them throughout the video. You can also stay tuned on this YouTube channel, Angela Roberts LMT, for further videos that I will be posting up featuring various tapping sessions. Until then, everyone, continue on spreading the love and the light.